What's up, guys? I know we haven't done a video on TKO Resto for a long time, but today's my birthday, and I'm going to show you a quick trick on how to make your 5.0 or 4.6 a lot quicker and you get a lot more throttle response, plus better gas mileage. Now, all you need for this is a Q-tip, a home Q-tip, and some rubbing alcohol, and that's it. And you just have the necessary tools to take this apart. We're going to show you how to do it. Now, on my 95 we have the stock air box, so it's a little bit harder to get the mass airflow out, but if you have a cold air intake, it'll be much faster, much easier. So first off, you need an 8mm to take the air box out right here. Now, when I first got my 95 back in 07 from the original old lady that had it, my car would not go 90 miles an hour in third gear pegged to the floor. And I didn't know what was wrong. Everybody said it was my cat's clogged. I didn't know what was wrong, so I just did some fiddling around and figured out that it was my mass airflow sensor. Now, when you go and test drive a car and you think it's feeling sluggish, just unplug it right here and then test drive it. And if it's got a lot more horsepower, then you know that it was your mass airflow sensor. I bought 3 or 4 cars like that, 5.0s. And they were feeling sluggish, told them it wasn't running good, unplugged that on my test drive, came back and bought the car, and it ran a lot better just because it was a mass airflow sensor dirty. Now, like I said, this will work on any 4.6, any car with a mass airflow sensor. It doesn't have to be a Ford or a Mustang, but this is a quick tip on these. My buddy had a 98 GT built 4.6 with heads and everything. When it was slow, he actually bought it real cheap. The guy thought the engine was wore out. We cleaned the mass airflow, and I'm telling you, it got over 100 horsepower, it felt like. Okay, now, we're going to go ahead and, this is your air filter, so if you have the stock box, I recommend just go ahead and changing it just because we're going to have it out. So you want to take this out because you're not going to be able to snap it back in when you get it apart. Now down here, our mass airflow sensor is inside this casing, so we have to take a flathead screwdriver, pin these up like that, pull it out just a little bit. You got to go around, I think there's 4, and it should pop right out. It's kind of difficult because most likely your car's probably never had this off unless you have a cold air intake. Comes right out. Make sure you keep this gasket right here. This little gasket, sometimes it gets stuck inside there. Okay, so now we are just going to, I have a upgraded one. So I'm going to take these star bits with the hole in the middle. Just like the Mustang emblem has a little hole in it so no one can steal it. Now the correct size is a T. Let's see here, what is that one? I guess it's a T20H. That's the correct size, which is the hole, I guess. I don't know what the H stands for. So we're just gonna take this out real quick. This is inside here is just 2 little filaments. Looks like a filament on a light bulb. Just gonna take this out. Don't lose these screws or bolts. Be careful not to touch the filament with your bare hand because you could probably break it. You'll be amazed how much this is gonna make a difference. I've seen you all like my parking light fog light video, and y'all were commenting and add me on Instagram, so y'all can add me on Instagram, but I'll have it in the description. Okay, so here's your sensor. There's 2 of them, 2 filaments down in there. So now you just want to take your Q-tip, put some rubbing alcohol on it, and you're just going to lightly rub. Don't want it a lot of it. Lightly rub the filament. Now, mine's probably not going to be that dirty. It's a little bit dirty, but mine's not going to be that dirty because I just got this probably 3 years ago. But I have not cleaned it since, so. I don't know if you can see that. There is some dirt on there. But your stock one should be caked. And if it is, I'm telling you, use this Q-tip. It will give you the great throttle response you want. It'll make the car a lot better. Especially if you just bought the car or you're trying to sell it, clean this thing out. It needs to be done. The air filter probably needs to be done in your car. This is a quick, easy tip. Took me 5 minutes to do, and I showed y'all how to do it, and you all should get very good responses out of the throttle now. Then you just put everything back together. with your T20H bit. Most likely you have to have this. If you have an aftermarket cold air intake, you don't have to probably have this. They probably just put regular bolts in it. But if yours is bone stock, it usually always has these. That's the real hard tool you need to get. You can buy them at AutoZone. I think a pack of them's like, well, at AutoZone they're probably 20 bucks, but it'll be worth it, I'm telling you. So put this in here, back like this. Now this is why I was telling you all to take your air filter box out. If you try putting this in the car while I was in the car, you will not get it correctly. You want to attach this to in one piece, and then put it back in your car. So you got a clip here, clip here. You want to make sure it's sealed, and that gasket's in there. See, all sealed all the way around in the lip right here, and then you just snap it back in. It. Put it back on your throttle body. I always do the bottom first. Goes on, and then don't forget your oil breather right here. And you want this pretty tight on there, so I just used a little zip tie to make that tight. Then you just use your 8mm. Tighten all this back up, nice and tight. Get your bolt right here. Cold air intake's gonna be it's gonna take more time to take apart, just because it's aftermarket and junk. I personally do not like any cold air intakes. The only air intake I have is on my 03 Cobra JLT, but that's supercharged. I would not get a cold air intake unless it's supercharged. It really doesn't do that much, I don't think. As long as you keep your filters clean, you can put in a K&N drop filter, that'll help out, but that's all it does. So that's it on this one for today. Like I said, sorry we haven't been videos. We've been really busy. We just currently got a shop in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're doing so much business over there. So we'll have to take the camera over there and do some videos there. So comment and subscribe and add us on Instagram. Thanks.